Imagine you had a dream where you were not allowed to go outside, or else you were at risk of catching a serious virus that can lead to death. If you have dreams like this, then you should think of something more original to dream about because I just described COVID 19. The good news is that if you simply follow these tips that I'm offering, you are significantly lowering the odds that you contract the virus and you are keeping yourself safe. At this point, COVID 19 has kept everybody inside for about 7 months now, and if we want that to change anytime soon, we all have to work together to beat it. Through the research I've done on the topic, I have managed to avoid the virus. Since it has been around for a while, I'm sure that everybody understands that you should wear a mask and that you should social distance yourself from others. However, today I'm going to inform you on why these things are important and how they keep you safe. COVID 19 is a very serious illness that is spreading rapidly, and without proper knowledge on how to stay safe, it's likely that you won't. First, I will discuss the severity of the pandemic. Second, I will compare how likely one is to contract the virus with versus without a mask. And finally, I will discuss the importance of social distancing. While some may believe that COVID is only life threatening to people that are above 65 years old, it is simply more common for them. Everybody is at risk of long term health damage and even death. Now, whilst people's lives above this age of 65 are more threatened by COVID, that doesn't mean that other people are safe or won't be impacted by the virus. People have died with no pre existing illnesses under the age of 65 due to COVID. According to the National Center for Health Statistics in 2020, there have been 36,795 COVID 19 related deaths from people within the ages of 15 and 64. After one recovers from the virus, they can still have lingering symptoms and long term health problems afterward. According to the Mayo Clinic in 2020, COVID 19 symptoms can sometimes persist for months. The virus can damage the lungs, the heart, and the brain, which increases the risk of long term health problems. Some symptoms that continue to linger after recovery include fatigue, cough, shortness of breath, headache, and joint pain. Now that I've discussed the risk that COVID 19 presents to everybody, I'll explain why wearing a mask benefits you. First and foremost, it is mandated by the government that everybody must wear a mask when they leave their houses, and contrary to some people's beliefs, the government is allowed to mandate this. More importantly, wearing a mask greatly prevents one from being exposed to the virus. According to the University of California in San Francisco, a recent study published in Health Affairs, for example, compared the COVID 19 growth rate before and after mask mandates in 15 states and the District of Columbia. It found that the first 5 days after a mandate, the daily growth rate slowed by 0.9 percentage points compared to the 5 days prior to the mandate. At 3 weeks, the daily growth rate had slowed by 2 percentage points, which means that after the mandate to wear masks, the virus started spreading slower. Different types of masks can also be useful for different purposes. Most masks are used to protect others from your germs, meaning that if everybody were to wear a mask like this, nobody's germs would be spreading around at all, since they are effective on not allowing germs get out of the mask rather than not allowing them to get in. One person who is not wearing a mask can spread the virus to people who are wearing one, which is unfair to everybody else. There are some masks that are more effective at keeping the person wearing them safe, but as long as everybody is covering their own mouth and nose, any mask should be fine. In addition to wearing a mask, it is just as important to social distance. Now, first, what is social distancing? According to the CDC in 2020, the proper way to practice social distancing is to stay at least 6 feet or about 2 arms length from other people who are not from your household in both indoor and outdoor spaces. Now, why is it effective? Social distancing is effective because the easiest way for COVID 19 to spread is through people who are in close contact for an extended amount of time. If you stay away from others and you don't stay near each other for a prolonged amount of time, you are very unlikely to catch the virus, especially while wearing a mask. Now, to quickly recap the information, first I discussed how COVID 19 is a serious virus that affects everybody. Second, I discussed why wearing a mask is an effective way to prevent the spreading of the virus. And lastly, I discussed how social distancing prevents people from contracting the disease. COVID 19 is a very serious illness that is spreading rapidly, and without proper knowledge on how to stay safe, it is likely that you won't. So, in conclusion, wearing a mask and social distancing are great ways to avoid COVID 19. So, stay safe out there.